Sorry to any of those who know the Google Doc. I haven't updated it yet. It's been a little crazy, but I do have it.
Hello and welcome. Thank you all very much for joining us again. We're going to be starting off. It's not too...
Yes, this is your water.
Nothing too much happening. If Annabelle wouldn't mind recapping us and regaling us on what all happened the last time.
Absolutely. So, the Asker Journal starts up with Asker waking up at the tavern, realizing that her two friends have decided to leave on a ship adventure without her, as that she seems to have slept in a little bit longer than she meant to, and thus her next best option is to go attempt to find Mila and Shirku, who went off in X direction, which she thankfully kind of knew how to do, and happened to stumble into the rest of the party, which she was very, very happy about. And it turns out that these two, it's those two, have come looking for her because runaway princess. So she was excited that anyone made that long of a boat journey to come find her. And we still had our NPC, whose name I don't remember and I don't see in my notes anywhere. Enzo. I'm writing that down again to make sure I put it in there correctly next time. Enzo had come along with us to make up for stealing from the tomb, which he shouldn't have done, even if it was supposedly archaeology. But Asker doesn't quite understand archaeology. We successfully snuck up to the temple, of which there was some crazy-looking lady up at the top and some kind of weird cultisty people around the sides, which, of course, broke into combat because we needed to smite evil. And in so doing, we learned all of the cool new powers of Asker's friends, which they were exceptionally capable in combat, almost as much as Mila, who did her cool spider into raptor throwing a person off the side of the temple thing, which Asker has in like big, bold, like needs to put this in film kind of like moment in the book. There was a mirror-shaped hole in the temple as we climbed up to the top of it, and the woman up top said the word mirror a few times. Seemed like it was fairly important. Enzo decided to attempt to be sneaky and go around the side, which worked out about as well as any NPC attempting to sneak off around the side by themselves, after Asker told him to stay behind her, as Asker always does. So the safest place is behind the giant leather wall. Mila successfully took out most of the people up on the top, which led to the weird sorcery lady up top deciding she was going to say fuck it and attempt to run deeper into the temple as we were messing with her ritual. Asger attempted to go save Enzo by yelling healing words at him, but not being able to be truly close enough to really see if those healing words were effective. But seeing her companions rushing into the temple, decided to rush in after. We successfully go all the way down this. Mila's being swarmed by ghouls, so Asger attempts to pull the swarm towards her, letting the rest of the party go and attempt to break up this ritual, of which we were so close to doing on many, many, many occasions. But she held out and summoned some kind of crazy undead monstrosities, which may or may not be the consequences we'll need to deal with at some point now. Who knows?
I don't know. Don't know what you're talking about. No consequences.
No consequences at all.
Yeah. Are you still going, Asger? Or was
Asger at some point during that also went floaty glowy eye bits, and so some of this is what her friends have told her had happened. So that'll be fun. And then she was unconscious. So also being filled in for the book.
Nice. They managed to go through and continue to fight off the Fext. The summoned undead did manage to teleport away without anyone being able to really stop them. And then they managed to kill the Fext before two of their members almost died. Well, no. Two of their members did almost die, but the Fext died. And the other members were fine.
We would never.
So we find yourselves, us all resuming in the bottom of the temple. What do you guys do? If you need me, I can... You just got Asger where she's conscious. Mila's barely conscious. I don't think anyone was making
I'm
it.
doing fine. My wild shape forms took damage.
Who was the other one who died? Almost died.
Ezio?
Reduced to 1.
Cypher. Cypher almost died. That's the one.
That's right.
Cypher almost went down.
I was like, I thought I was the only one who down.
And so, one of the undead said that they were for, like, all hail Master Mirror or something along those lines. And so I think I'd like to plunder around their tomb. Or their sarcophagus. Whichever one that was. I don't know which
that would be
one in particular.
If you're looking towards the back, there's the 4 that are up top. On the right side, you have the sarcophagus, which the lady had come out and had proclaimed for Master Mirror.
Okay.
What languages do you speak?
What languages does Mila speak? Mila speaks Common, as well as Druidic, as well as Elvish, Primordial, and Sylvan.
Sylvan, as like, Elvish, you getting close. Sylvan, you're able to actually, as you get up to the 4, you're able to actually read the titles on each one of the 4 sarcophagi.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
On the right side, you see it's titled Markov Elastri. Sorry. All the way on the left is Akero Zabush. The right one, which is the one where she was proclaiming for Master Mirror, is Karo Darvad. And then the last one, the left one, which was the one who had teleported them away, is Isiru Darvad. I will type these out for you.
Thank you, because I was like, the spellings of these in the journal is going to be real fun later.
It's like, here's our exercise in creative literature. And now to see how terribly wrong I was in my guesses with spelling.
Oh, I know that these are way off.
There you are.
I missed some H's.
H's are hard.
My Darvod was kind of close.
You notice that for the ones that the ghouls had all come out, none of them are titled though.
Mm-hmm.
It's only those 4 that had the names of the occupants on them.
Okay. Adding those to the journal. What's everyone else up to while I'm rummaging?
Cypher will be looking over the ritual, how the undead were summoned and all that good jazz.
Make an Arcana check. Because you do see like a lot of the blood's been smeared and stuff like that. So it's hard to kind of get the full grasp of it, because as she ran past and had all the things going.
That's sadly a 13.
The ritual's been ruined a little bit too much for you to fully grasp how she went about this one. You're able to tell that there's, while most of it is like an arcane, there's like some essence, some strange, weird, like almost divine but not quite divine essence that was involved as well with that. But that's about all on that one.
Right.
So that's Cypher and Mila are going through and looking at that. Asker, as you're coming to consciousness again.
Asker's messed it up and just like, my eyes hurt. Did it happen again?
Yes, it did. And you almost died.
I wish I was better at controlling that. Was everyone else safe at least, Shirko?
Yes. The wizard almost died, but he's fine.
I guess we can kind of chalk that up to a victory. We're still here.
Yes.
We made it.
That's we are.
Somehow.
Oh yeah, sure,
still
go.
are.
Hmm?
It's just good to have you on.
Yes, it is. And it's good to be here.
Asker's gonna look at Shirku and just go, "Thank you for getting me up." And she looks down at the potions. Ah, that makes sense.
Zastrava, were you saying something?
No, sorry.
You're good. What's Zastrava doing while everyone else is kind of recouping themselves or studying the arcane or weird?
Are there any other, like, anything written or anything else besides the inscription in the tomb?
As you're looking around, you have dark vision, right?
Yes.
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Perception with disadvantage, you say?
Yep. Or no, you have light on. You have a torch, right?
I just have dark vision.
Zypher, I think, has a torch, though.
I
Correct.
do.
Okay, so make a perception check. Straight. No disadvantage or advantage. Nice. You're kind of like looking around, and then you see very faintly, like it's. Once there were murals there that were easy to read, but they, with everything that's like corroded and stuff like that, and you're kind of like seeing like all of this, whether it's fungus or something strange just has went through and made it so it's hard to see, but you're able to see a giant mural of a mirror with 5 different cracks coming from the center of it, being like held where it is by claws that you look almost dragonoid.
interesting. I'll point that out to the rest of the group and say, I wonder what could have caused the fracturing of the mirror.
Shirku, Asker, and Mila, as she points that out, you instantly recognize the fracturing of the mirror. It's the exact same pattern that was on the artifact. On the mirror that had been stolen.
Asker will
So
open
this is
the book and just go, I have this little doodle of a thing that Enzo found.
You mean the mirror? It's the exact
Yeah.
same one.
So is it also a mirror? Like this is a copy of the mirror?
Very similar, though the mirror didn't have the dragon claws that were holding it in place.
Mm-hmm.
Can Asker roll history?
Yes. Yeah. I don't really got much for you on that one, Asker.
Nope.
Any question? Any?
No. Shirku wouldn't know anything on what's going on, because he doesn't know much about Arcana, so he's probably just going to be pretending to keep on lookouts while looking outside, but actually in reality, he's just resting, because that was a long fight.
It was. That it was.
Asker's going to go up to Shirku after looking at the mural and go, Shirku, do you want to help me find Enzo? He never followed us down here.
Oh, Enzo? Sure. I saw him laying in the grass earlier outside.
Yeah.
Let's
And so
hope.
Mila will be trying to memorize the names of
The four.
the people on the coffins and just exploring the coffin of, give me one moment, of Cairo for any leftover items.
Nothing really left there. It seems that whatever she had on her, she kind of took with. Yeah,
Okay.
They were already dressed in their garb. Zastrava, you were saying something?
Let's hope that Enzo is just laying in the grass.
Oh, we're about to find out.
And then we should probably rest. I know some of us got somewhat damaged during this fight.
Yes,
So
some of us indeed.
So Shirku.
Asker looks at all the dried blood.
Oh, that reminds me. Mila, you did quite the excellent work back then.
What was that?
You did quite the excellent work back there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I can handle quite a bit. And I think that there's someone who knew about Master Mirrors here. And so I can report this back home.
It seems that way.
Mm-hmm.
So Shirku, Asker, and Zastrava are the ones that are heading back up to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mila will follow them, but she's gonna try to get a good smell on Cairo's thing to try and remember that as well before heading out with the rest.
Perception check.
Mm-hmm. And just taking her time.
To memorize it and.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that reminds me. Did anyone loot the body of that,
It's a 26.
No one's touched the Fext body yet. I'm assuming it is the Fext you were specifically referring to.
Yes, the one that was leading the ritual.
Yep, no one's touched the body. They just killed it.
Alright. I suggest doing that while the rest of us look for Enzo.
I have some people to probably go tie up top. We can ask them some questions about her too. we can take them back and put them onto trial. And then you can execute them.
I'll check the cult leader's body.
Make an Arcana check as you're investigating. Because from what you're seeing, she has some scale armor. As you look over it, her sword doesn't really appear magical. It's a great sword, and definitely shaped a little weird, but otherwise doesn't look too weird or too arcane. With that, you do gather, as you're looking, she has a pouch on her belt. It's some sort of bag, like it's a decently sized bag, and as you're like moving it, it weighs 5 pounds, and it doesn't look like it really has a lot in it though. But otherwise, nothing too weird.
All right, I'll look inside the bag.
You see nothing at the end of it. Like, you don't even see an end of it.
Oh. 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 That's the first time I've seen one of those.
Can I roll an Arcana just on the bag?
Yes. Or I don't know if you have identify or anything like that.
I just have detect. Arcana can't fail me a third time. Oh yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do. Yes, this is a bag of holding. You know that it can fit a great number of pounds inside of it. I'm not gonna cap this one at necessarily. As long as it's within reason, you're good. You know that if you turn it inside out, everything that's in it will pop out.
Uh-oh.
And,
Put the ocean in it.
bag
You
of
can
holding.
use it on a boss.
You have to just go into the reef and just open up the bag.
I'll put the cult leader's belonging, the sword and the armor in the bag, and head up to look at Enzo with everyone else.
And I will join. I will join him.
By the time Shirku, Cypher, and Mila are rejoining, Zastrava and Asker, because you guys went on ahead looking, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You find Enzo's bodies. You know where he was when you last saw him. As you come out, you see that he's still lying face down in the dirt.
Asper's gonna look at him and just go, it's gonna be really hard for him to atone for his sins like this.
Oof.
I push him over so he's laying on his back.
It's not as easy as it might be if he was conscious and like reacting to it. He just flops over.
If I may, I'd like to check his pulse.
There is no pulse. No, there's no breath. Enzo died when the Fext shot him.
With that, Shirko just shakes his head. No, he's gone.
Asker's just gonna look at him and just, I really did kind of like him. He seemed nice enough.
Sure, he was a good guy. Hardly knew him.
Not very smart. This was definitely a lot farther than behind me. His bow, he should have been able to stay in the bush where he was. I don't know why he came over here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a sudden sense of bravery.
That's true. Enzo
Possibly.
died bravely. Wait, Enzo is dead / died bravely. That's a good way of looking at it, Sharku.
Yes.
I hate to ask, but do we know if he still has the mirror?
Asger, Mila, and Shirku, you'd know that the mirror was left with Evelyn.
We gave the mirror to someone else because she was a scary book lady, and I respect scary book ladies, and she seemed to know what she was doing with it.
Speaking of mirrors, and considering we had to deal with a bunch of necromancers in the crypt, I just had a thought. Shouldn't we chop up the ritual lady's body into pieces and scatter them around so she doesn't get resurrected?
Maybe.
Cypher, haven't we had to burn things in the past as well?
Fire.
I mean, it's a terrible waste of resources, but it's probably a good idea.
What do you mean by resources?
Oh, just her knowledge that died with her.
Oh, yeah, that makes
Good
perfect
jazz.
sense. That's why I don't kill people. Asker's gonna go tie up those 2 people she knocked unconscious. She was like, I can get so much more out of them as long as they can keep talking.
Yeah, sometimes you can.
As you start to move them and tie them up, you... if I remember, it was one of the guys and one of the girls. They both
I think so.
The guy starts to... and sees you and is like... looks around, sees everything.
You have been slain in combat, and thusly you must answer my questions about what you were doing here.
I don't think that's how that works.
You just see, like, as you said, slain in combat. He just, like, what?
Haven't you read any stories?
I really don't think that's how that works.
You were slain in combat. I don't know what you're talking about, Shirku. It's how all of the stories work.
I'm dead.
Oh, I can fix that.
I can let Shirku fix that when I'm not looking. But first, I would like you to come to the court system and maybe atone for your sins. We can put you into a work program. You'll learn trade skills
How about
to re-invite you into the society.
How about
I feel like you've got a lot more going for you than just whatever was going on out here. This seems like a really bad way to spend your life.
no comment. And just no.
Shirku lives out here and he just kills people.
Are you?
Very.
About as dense as most books, and she'll just smack him with a book.
Like a light smack or a...
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, he might not still be standing if you smack him too hard.
We're not there yet. Asker's just gonna be like, I'll hit you harder if you don't cooperate. Or he'll hit you harder than even I would.
Can you make me an athletics check real quick?
Sure.
No reasons. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
So Strava's going to roll her eyes and stride up to the individual, grab him by his jerkin collar, and just try to intimidate him and be like, look, you need to do what the girl asks. Let's see if this actually works.
Okay.
Asker's new favorite person.
He's just looking at you as, because with the Yonti, it's the Yonti, not the pureblood, right? Is it the pureblood? I don't hear what you're saying. You muted yourself, Sistrava.
No. Yeah, it's like the red scales,
Plus
the green
11.
skin, so very, very sharp eyes, still very intimidating. Will mess with you.
Don't eat me. Don't eat me. If you're going to kill me, just have... And I want to check something. Because he's bad at this now that he already is free of the ropes. He's like, just have him kill me.
I'd eat you too.
And then he like realizes his hands out and it like ties himself back up again.
I'd eat you too. Don't think I wouldn't.
All of them seem to have a problem eating people, which is why I'm talking to you.
I'm just gonna like glare at him, like glare intensifies, and like wait for him to start talking.
So what does the lady want to know? And he's like directly looking away from Zestrava.
So, what was it that you were all out here attempting to do?
Bring back the mirror.
The Mirror Man?
Yes.
Oh, where is he?
We don't know.
Bring back
But he's alive.
unadjusted God.
Obviously, he's not here.
Maybe. I don't know if he's alive. No one's seen him for what seems like millennia. The world was so much better when he was around.
But then Flomine came and saved everything. The world's been so much better since then.
Maybe for the simpletons.
Called me a simpleton. Your crimes continue to get larger.
This Travis is gonna glare, like just give him some side eye.
He kind of notices your side eye and is like, "What? You've benefited from the mirror."
How have we benefited from the mirror? Wait, is this the guy that made everything like wonky?
Yep.
No, I don't think so.
No?
This
Okay.
is just one of the assassins.
Oh,
Or cultists.
no, the mirror god.
Oh, yes. Yes. Well, you're not like me anymore. You've been changed. Somewhere deep down in your generation, someone was infected. Someone had to prove stronger than the curse, than the disease. The strong survived, whereas now the weak thrive.
But I beat you, so thusly I'm stronger than you. Your logic is dictating against yourself.
You beat me. You didn't beat Lenora.
Well,
Who's Lenora? I'll beat her next.
You mean the lady that was leading the ritual?
Yeah,
She's dead.
you lie.
I walk in and bring out her body. No, she's dead.
See? Shirku killed that one. Shirku's also probably going to eat that one.
The look on his face is just, it turns like he turns white seeing that she's dead. How did a vagabond, how did you guys do that?
Called me a vagabond.
All I did was stick my halberd into her and she died. No matter how strong you are, if you're mortal, you can die. If you bleed, you can die.
Did she? I wonder if she she had to have. He like looks up at the sky, looking at where like the sun's at. When did you kill her?
Doesn't matter.
I'm curious.
That's not important to your court case.
It might be important for your lives.
Who was she trying to raise?
Are all of the sarcophagi open down there?
That's irrelevant. We're the ones asking questions, not you.
Well,
Also, you'll be paying for all of her crimes if any of those sarcophaguses are open. You didn't have a permit to commit archaeology.
he just looks at you with like the most dumbfounded look of what?
So we were traveling here with someone to make up for the fact that he did archaeology here by stealing things. And so if you've stolen any of those things with your group of friends here, the two of you who I was kind enough to be able to knock out to be able to bring you back to the court system and won't be eaten by said party behind me, those crimes fall under you, as that you are a part of the same organization.
Strava just looks at him. If you keep talking, and then it's fork tongue.
It's better not to ask questions.
He just remains silent.
Yeah, I agree with him.
So Strava told him to stay silent. He remained silent.
So, who were those in the sarcophagus? What were they supposed to be raised to do?
Most of them were just former cult members who did enough to get into there. But some were the ones who came from the Fae, and joined, were one with Master Mia's intent. They were some of his most fervent supporters after his demise.
From the Fae, as in from another world?
From the Feywild. Is a strange land far away. I mean, now we know of the Fae, but our teachings taught us that the Fae used to be secluded. Any knowledge of them was brought with destruction upon the human lands.
Why do you want to destroy the humans? We built such beautiful cities. Everyone
The
loves
humans
cities.
eat babies.
What?
Yes.
Humans
They'll
eat
come
babies?
and eat your young. They'll eat your young right out of the nest.
That doesn't seem right. I'll make a note of it and make sure
not.
that I talk about it to the king when I get back.
Yes.
I don't think he'd care. As
I
everyone's
don't
talking.
think you know how persuasive I am, Shirku. I don't like that tone. I was going to let you eat this man after his trial. Now, I might just have to let Mila eat this man after his trial.
I was going to share with her anyways.
We do
We're
share.
As we're talking, I'm proceeding to chop up that one lady. Guess I don't want her raised.
Esker's just come to understand that you two eating people is just going to be an inevitability, and she just kind of needs to learn to live with it. Slowly ruining the paladin.
Oh, speaking of, I'm doing this slowly in front of the cultist.
I figured you were.
Is there anything we'd like to ask him again before Asker gives him her justice trial? Or are we taking him back to the town to be turned in?
From what I understand, we're taking me back to the town for them to have a trial?
Well, you've admitted to a lot more crimes out here in the woods than I was expecting you to, and your list of crimes does currently meet the execution premise. So, no, I don't think so. I think you'd probably just be dead weight if we took you all the way back. And you've already, at least to some degree, demonstrated an ability to escape, which also was added to your list of crimes on this list. So, I think I'm just going to let them deal with you as they will.
Or we could send them into a worse fate and bring them over to the book lady.
We have the other one who's still unconscious. We can take her back to the book lady. I don't think we need
that
both of
works.
them.
No, that we don't.
Please roll initiative.
And you said there would be no combat this session.
Yeah, I thought so. But he's already proven he's escaped, and he just had he now has no reason to not try and run away. So 15, 7.
Oh,
Come on, initiative.
We doing an initiative tracker, just initiative roll.
Just initiative rolls.
Oh.
He has 1 HP.
please
Is that
tell me
everyone?
this.
Yeah, Shirku. Yeah, I'm assuming that he was disarmed. Cypher? And, okay. So, he wins initiative. He uses 15 feet to move up.
I get a free attack of opportunity as he leaves my range.
And now I was gonna say, he starts running. And he is not even... Yeah, that'll hit. Are you lethal or non-lethal?
Lethal.
So as he starts turning and starts running, your spear plunges right through his back. As he falls.
Asper will just let Flomian into your heart in your dying moments and repent for the sins that you have committed that have brought you to this moment. On your next life, do better.
As you're talking, I come over and just chop off his head. Okay, we're done here.
Like he had fallen to his knees as the repent was going, and his head bowed down, and you just, and his head just rolls. Yeah, that's like I don't need to worry about a map on that one.
And then I return to scattering the other lady's remains all over the place.
The other, okay, you mean the Fext, not the.
Yeah,
Okay, I was like, the other lady is unconscious still, as far as I know.
yeah, not that one. Yeah.
So
All right, we're done here.
you've all handled that. The lady is unconscious and doesn't seem to be waking up anytime soon. What are you guys doing?
I used the dead man's shirt to wipe the blood off of my halberd.
Her crimes also probably equate out to being executed as well, but if all of you think that she might have more information or there were other things that we wish to bring to our scary book lady friend,
Who knows? Maybe she might be able to drag more information out of this one.
Now, while I hate to say this, I will say someone else should tie this one up.
I could remove her hands if you want.
I don't
That seems
think that's
excessive.
necessary.
I could even remove her feet so she can't run.
Asger holds up the book and just, sure. She flips back one page. On this page, you had a smiley face because you were doing so good. You got me back up. And then she flips the page. And now on this page again, we're back to our usual Shirku score.
Okay.
Who's tying up the lady?
I'm gonna use some of the bonds that that one guy took off and tie up her feet.
Make an athletics check with advantage since Asker is helping, or has helped with some of the tying already.
Yep.
I was wondering why you made me make a athletics. That makes sense.
Yep. And you didn't roll very well.
Oh,
Asger's not very good at this.
oh my word.
Okay, good to know. Everything's
Asger
fine.
taking people in would normally be with manacles. She'd have things to do this for her.
And I would like to check the ones on her hands just in case, so they're loose
Yep.
at all.
That's what your score got is what you get.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you guys doing? Are you... At this point, it would probably be around 4 o'clock.
Cat butt.
God, giddy butt.
The darkness.
Did we have a way to decurse the mirror for Ezio?
For Enzo or for...
Enzo. For Enzo, did we have a way to decurse the mirror?
Doesn't really look like that you've seen, especially with you having the mirror, and with Enzo being dead.
Oh, yeah.
Even in death, I will say that Enzo was cleared of all of his crimes. He stole an important artifact from an evil temple, which counts as adventuring, which is completely okay under the guidelines of the law.
No, it's okay.
Maybe we might be able to learn how to decurse it from this cultist right here.
So, I've found information on Master Mirror, and I think I need to tell Anastriana about it. Would you want to go with me in reporting Shirku?
I wouldn't mind. We're bringing along this cultist anyway, so we're gonna head that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. To the island of paradise, because I don't think that you and your kind were exiled.
Are you guys
That's good.
resting, or are you guys going to continue walking today, since you are about a day and a half from Witherthorn?
I'd rather not be caught out while demons are about. Thank you.
Technically, we got inside the temple thing. It's a pretty defensible point.
Yeah, it is.
Sleeping in evil tombs don't exactly appeal to me all that much, but the tactics do. So I'm going to focus on that part.
Yeah, I
And
don't,
it has some nice stunning rocks.
but what if those 4 that escaped come back?
Then we'll smite them.
Right.
I mean, I feel like our combat power has just gotten larger. Our 2 new additions are way better at tactics than our 2 old additions.
Alright, so resting it is.
Are you guys setting up a watch?
Yes.
Yeah, might as well. I'm gonna go ahead and go first.
Well, who has dark vision?
4 watches.
I have dark vision.
Then you should do like second or third.
So I can. All
I
right.
can do sunset.
I can take a dark watch.
Asker has dark vision.
Oh, it's
So-
just Mila out of the luck on this one.
Mila, I mean, you're not the only one without dark vision.
I do not have dark vision myself.
So,
Good thing I have the light cantrip.
Mila, then Zestrava or Asker? Whoever's
I'll
your-
let Asker go next because my character would need to rest pretty long.
And then after Asker, it'd be Zestrava, and then who's the last watch? Is it Shirku or both? Shirku and Cypher.
I'll take last.
I can take third. Yeah.
Alright. Mila, if you wouldn't mind making a perception check throughout your watch.
Yes. 1 or 2 or just 1?
Just one.
Okay. I can certainly do that.
Okay.
A 15.
You keep a pretty good watch over everything. It doesn't start getting dark until near the end of your watch, because it's about 7 or so by that time. But with it being about 7, There is. Sorry, I have a cat on me, which makes moving hard. About
Kitten.
7 o'clock or so, I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Yep, I'm gonna start barfing. Do.
As everyone else is asleep.
That's a 6.
You're keeping track of how much this is, right? It
How
was
much what is?
7 from the first day,
Yes.
9 from the second day.
Okay. So I just hurl my gut to the side before waking the next person. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to blast that one.
You're good. So it's now 16 total. No one else is awake for it though. And even though you're not feeling very good, you see.
Yeah, and so I bury it.
Nice. The female cultist has not woken up yet. You go, wake up, ask her for her shift. Ask her. Can you please make me a perception check for your shift?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
A lot better than I expected.
the night's continuing pretty well, and you're about halfway through yours, where you notice some stirring and movement, and then immediately, like, she tries to stop showing that she's awake, but it's a little bit too late because she's unconscious for most of it. So like she like wakes up to consciousness, realizes her position, and then like immediately stops moving. But you've already seen that she's actually awake now.
Asker will just like, I know that you're awake, you don't need to pretend.
I woke up.
Yes? Did you not expect to wake up?
Why would I?
Well, you thankfully got into a fight with me, and I'm more interested in taking you back to the court system for the appropriate law channels to decide what to do with you. According to the list of crimes that your friend told me, though, you do already qualify for execution. But I have better plans than that for you, so I would just cooperate.
Can you make an intimidation check?
I sure can.
Okay. How can I cooperate that'll not involve my death?
We're going to take you to go talk to someone who is doing some research on Master Mirror and things. And so long as you cooperate with them and tell her everything that she needs to know, then I will pass you along to the court system for them to put you into a rehabilitation camp where you will learn personal skills and then be eventually released back out into the world after you've relinquished your dark ways.
There's no rehabilitation camp. Where do you think this is? Rolla?
The capital? We have tons of rehabilitation camps.
Where do you think this is? Rolla?
I can send you back to Rolla, if that's where you'd prefer to be.
I've been there once.
Did you like it?
A little too shiny. A little too wealthy.
I thought you liked mirrors or something. Wouldn't you like the shininess? This makes sense to me.
You hide your disgusting behind the shine.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
At least with the mirror, we are revealing who we actually are.
Near to true self. You could write a book about that.
writing was... Who reads books?
What do you mean people don't read books?
No one should have time for reading books.
Asper pulls
struggle
like
out
2 or
there.
3 books out of her bag, and she goes, "There's always time to read books. Books help give knowledge. Knowledge is how you win fights. That's why you lost. Clearly, you don't read enough books." Crimes
She starts
doesn't
just-
read books.
What's your name?
Asper
Right.
Ironguard?
Iron Guard. What's a scared little princess doing so far out in this dark part of the world?
Being a much less scared princess, writing an adventure book.
Good to know.
Also, stopping you all from doing whatever evil ritual things that you're doing. This doesn't seem like Flomine would want you to do any of these things.
Flomine's a farce.
Asper, hits her. Probably hard enough to knock her out.
Yeah, as she has 1 HP. So non-lethal though. Okay.
Yeah, non-lethal.
The rest of your shift passes without any anything. Next shift is Cypher. Could you please make
When
me...
Asper wakes Cypher up, she's just going to be like, "That one woke up and then had some inspirational quotes about mirrors, which was really interesting. Didn't want to die and was really surprised that they didn't die. But then they said some not nice things about Flomine, so now they're taking a death nap again.
Fun.
They should probably be awake in a few hours, I imagine. I don't know. I just wanted to let you know."
Duly noted. I think I rolled a nat 20.
Yep, that is a nat 20.
That is indeed.
Yeah, about an hour into your watch. And mind you, right now it would probably be 3 a.m., 4 a.m., somewhere around there. And you only have another hour of watch because you guys went to bed so early.
Mm-hmm.
You notice that she starts stirring again, and it doesn't even try and hide it this time. Just stupid princess.
There's some shoddy death magic you guys were practicing, if I may say so.
I'm not the one who does the death magic. That was Lenora.
Chose the wrong person to follow. You're probably actually a backup sacrifice by what I saw in that spell work.
It's not an easy job. There is also one other thing you do notice with your nat 20. There's a hole over to the side of the corridor that's been kind of covered up that has a green horrid odor and stuff like that over to it.
Intriguing.
But yeah,
So,
probably
what's with the covered up corridor over there?
not corridor, hole, someone.
Oh, what's with the covered up hole over there?
There's no hole in this room.
Are you kidding me? You don't see the noxious green fumes?
She's lying on the ground, not looking in that direction. She's no.
I guess I'll drag her over by her foot, and I'll use a stick to investigate the hole.
It's not a big hole, and as you're looking at it, it's green, and there's remnants of food in there. Some meat that probably doesn't look very good to eat, but
That doesn't look good.
looks like vomit of someone who was not in a very healthy spot.
Your cultist friend sick lately? Other than the dead part.
I mean, there are only, what, 5 or 6 of us that are actually able to be sick. The others had taken on his blessing. No more need for air. No need for normal food. No fear of having to sleep.
Oh, undeath. You mean undeath. It's kind of a gift, but it's also got many downsides, if I may personally say so.
For normal practitioners of the arts, of the minor arts, yes. But those who are true masters can get rid of those issues.
And you really think you were high enough up not to be cannon fodder? Trust me, I love my little boys. They help out a lot, but I'll throw them into the meat grinder first chance I get, honey.
You had to earn the reward through years of service.
Yeah, about that. It's actually years of studying. When you're not learning how to control this type of stuff, you're not actually getting any better rewards. But if you could, do you, are there any, because as all good wizards or spellcasters, are there any hidden chambers in this temple that a dear friend should know about?
None that I know of, and it's not really the arcane ones that would know of a hidden temple. It's those who are able to sneak around. But this was more of meant as a tomb.
Tombs do like to have hidden things in them, from my experiences.
Can you make a persuasion check?
Ah, there it is. 17.
You're rolling those nat 20s today.
Yeah, that was on advantage, though, sadly.
Yeah, I know it rolls with advantage, so I'm able to determine whether or not I'm going to tell you whether it's advantage or disadvantage. She seems taken back by everything that you've been saying, and is like because especially seeing all of the ghouls around. Was all that we were fodder?
Sadly, because once you're a ghoul, there's no higher purpose than being a meat shield. Existential crisis for the win.
Oh no.
She just kind of like stops like talking and like listening, and it just staring a hard stare.
Oh, fun talk. If you remember anything about the temple, do feel free to say. I'm not as people-eaty as my friends.
Any of her things that she would have been in her bag.
Did she have in said bag?
No, she was the one who kept to it.
Of course she was. Well, you're going to be in for a fun time tomorrow by what I've gathered. Any last wishes, donating your body to science, anything fun like that?
If we're going to town, you won't be there for another day. We won't be there for another day and a half.
You have high hopes if you think you're making it to town, but I could be wrong. I'm not a betting man, if I may say so. That's more my friend. She's luckier with the dice than I am.
Interesting.
I think that's just going to be the night. I just want to mentally destroy this person, apparently.
Roll a mentally destroy is different. Roll an intimidation check for how the rest of that hour goes. She doesn't talk much. She just is absorbing. Okay. Not looking very happy by the end of the hour. Everyone else wakes up. You all got a long rest. Get most of your HP back. / all of it, mostly.
And even more important, I get all my Echo Furies back.
Yup.
A sweet, sweet divine senses and spell slots. More
Wild
smiting.
shape.
I get it.
Good sluts.
Yes.
So as you all awaken, you kind of see that you catch Cypher at the end of like one of his little things talking with her, and she just, the look on her face, like, you've seen people scared. She looks resigned to death, like mortified, like she sees no hope going on.
Oh, morning, my friends. We've just been having lovely conversations.
So I can see. I see you broke her will to live.
We haven't even gotten to the rehabilitation camps yet.
Oh,
That's step number 1.
well, she's alive?
It's true. I'm just impressed that you were expediting the process so far. Once you've removed that part of them, then you need to rebuild it, but better. Not with Master Mirror.
Yeah, I feel like we're forming a cult.
Anyways, first thing I do in the morning is double check those ropes in case they've been tampered with somehow.
They look fine.
Alright.
I didn't know him well,
Morning,
so
everyone.
I'm not gonna be the one to do it, but we just gonna let Enzo be eaten by the bugs and the creatures of the forest.
He's kind of a hero now. I feel like we should probably take him back too.
Sure.
Okay.
So,
Hello.
if I remember, her feet are tied as well as her arm. Like, she's completely, like, bound.
Yes.
So you have to carry Enzo and her?
I don't mind carrying her. Just lift her up over my shoulder and just walk around with her.
Fireman carry.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not too hard with her. Who's carrying Enzo?
I guess I can do that too. Just over the other shoulder.
Make a strength check for me.
23?
Not strength save.
Oh,
Strength check.
sorry. Let me re-roll it. Oh.
Nice, you rolled better. You're not slowed down too much. Enzo was pretty light because he didn't eat a lot beforehand. She's a Lith assassin, so you're pretty easily able to carry both of them.
Well, one thing's for sure, though. At least those people in the tavern aren't going to have to deal with that wraith anymore. Since that wraith was after Enzo.
Didn't they also come because you killed so many of those things? Like you were told not to?
Mm.
So you guys start heading back?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a d12, everyone. Or d10.
D10. Okay.
Everybody?
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
You broke the trends, Estrava.
The day.
73739.
Yeah. A little bit of breaking.
Can I just say how impressive that is? We rolled a 7-3-7-3. Like, just when you think about that.
Yeah. And I rolled a 2, so nothing matched, so no random encounters. You guys make it back. You make it throughout the day. It's a little bit slow going because, yes, you're able to carry them, but damn, is it exhausting, Shirku. Like, You're at about 6 hours of travel in, you're feeling it. And you know that either you can continue traveling or you can kind of settle down, which would extend, that means that you guys won't be getting back to the tavern or to the town until the end of day of the tomorrow.
They're starting to weigh down on my shoulders. We gonna keep going, or do you want to actually camp
I could
for a
always
short while?
Walk.
If she attempts to get away, it would just be another crime, and I can throw my spear through her back.
Like the last one?
The last one chose what they chose.
All right, fine.
Asger points to the list of crimes and goes, she has qualified for execution.
With that, I set her down and put one knee on her back and remove one rope. Remove the rope. Put my hand on the back of her neck. Take my knee off of her back and then get up while pulling her up by the neck.
Asger comes next to Zastara and just goes, I'm trying to be scary like you. How did I do?
As always, Princess, you surpass expectations.
Where did I put you? Last page. Said I surpassed expectations.
But yeah, I tried to keep a nice, good old grip, not a death grip. That's a lock, essentially, on the back of her neck as we walk or continue.
She doesn't try and really escape or anything like that. You guys travel a little bit further, get to rest down for the evening. Anyone want to do anything throughout the evening?
I mean,
Is there any
Shirku and I probably need
conversations?
forage for food.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can definitely forge.
If I remember, isn't one of you an outlander?
Yes.
Yes,
You guys get
both of us are, I think.
You guys have plenty of food for everyone.
We just go together to have each other's back. No surprises. And we come back with food.
Yep.
Do you share the food?
Yeah, I don't mind.
I was saying with the lady.
Yeah, might as well. We're trying to keep her alive, so yeah.
Yep.
Can you, whoever's preparing, because I'm assuming you're cooking the food for at least those people who, don't eat raw meat.
That's pretty fair.
Who's doing the cooking?
Somebody who knows which one of them will know.
What's
Shirku.
cooking?
What is it to
Asger?
do the cooking?
It's,
Yeah.
What's cooking?
would be a survival check.
Yeah, I can help with that.
Asger's probably not the person you want cooking that food. She spent plenty of times in the kitchen not making food, though.
Okay,
All right.
but what if we give them the food and then they figure it out?
All right, I'll give it a shot. I'll try cooking. Okay then.
You make a pretty good meal. I mean, you guys found a deer, you had killed that, so you got some venison. You found a couple of berries and everything like that. Make a dish almost worthy of being served in the palace, actually.
Aw.
See?
Asger looks really surprised and just goes, this is a lot better than texture soup. This is the nicest meal I've had in months. Thank you so much, Shirku. She'll pull open the book and just scratch out the frowny face and put a smiley face again. See?
Is it? I don't think my cooking was anything special. All I did was do it to survive.
The assassin lady takes a bite out of it and I'm assuming you guys unbound her, right?
Yeah, I don't mind.
I was
I'm
like-
keeping my one hand on her neck though.
She like takes a bite
Aw.
and then she just starts devouring it. Sleep finds you all again with doing.
And Mila's gonna munch quietly to the side.
Speaking of sleep, Mila, can you please make me another Constitution saving throw?
Arguably, no.
Another 9
That's a
points of
3.
damage?
5. Okay. Yeah. Mila's going to wake the next person early and go to sleep. After
Yeah, after that.
digging
yeah.
a pit and burying.
Is it starting to show at all? Can Asker tell that she's sick?
I mean, Mila is a very.
I think that might be a deception check on Mila's
Yep,
for like
I would
hiding weakness.
I was gonna say, yeah, I would, because I'm like, you're a changeling, so, what's your insight, Asker?
It's a 17 on deception.
Passive insight would be 12.
Cracks spreading throughout the entire thing in the sky. And then you hear the first cries of a baby being born. And then you awaken from your sleep and go about the morning.
Huh.
Asker, after spending a lot of time teaching someone about the tactics of warfare, you finally go back to sleep after waking up. Actually, right at the time where you wake up, Zypher was the same time where he was about to learn the secret of how to open up the tower as you wake him up. So you
Asker just comes, good morning, it's your turn.
I'm just going to stare at you. It's just gonna be like,
That deep breathing.
yeah, just that
Just-
really heavy sigh that I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
Asker just goes, what are you disappointed in?
Another time, I'll go take my watch.
Asker looks really confused, just goes, okay, just goes to sleep.
in your sleep, you're back at the temple, or at the palace, in the temple portion of it. The first time you met one of your friends that helped start you on this path. She's someone you've never seen before. She has glasses. Her hair is like a pure mix of blonde and scarlet throughout the entire part of it. And she's like, "Oh, hey, Aska. Follow me. I would love to teach you some things."
Asker takes her hand and follows along like the obedient child she is.
And she takes you, and after one step, you notice that you're no longer in the palace. You're in the woods. There's these dark creatures that you see swarming around, and just at the skirts of your vision. As one starts to come closer, you just, for a second, see a blinding white flame just ignited, and then it runs away. And she just walks you through the woods saying, "I know you've never seen this, but I want you to travel the world." And then in another step, you're back at the palace. Your friend gone. And then you eventually awaken from your dream. You go off to a few other dreams throughout the night. Mila.
Yes.
You start to dream of a paradise of creatures where they roam, they are created. Some are normal, some have been modified and are strange and genetically weird, but it's what they are. But as you start to dream of this, you see a putrid black essence in the center of it all. The land mass is churning from the nice nature of the greens and the browns to a just pitch black corrupt darkness. The animals that touch it wither and die in front of you, to rise once again, corrupted, strange, foreign, not as pleasant as you once knew. You watch as a bird that's floating along gets chomped into by one of these, and the bird then becomes a person and you hear their blood-curdling yell as they just get chomped up. And then that creature's eyes look to you, and it starts to come after you.
I will, go on to Fours and hiss and start to shift towards something with larger claws and spines along the back to repel a bite attack.
As you start to shift, you notice that your body's already with the black corruption, and you just see it coming up like your body from your...
I'll be biting at the arm that it's attacking.
From where you were bitten from the wolf, you notice that it's spreading faster than you can bite it off, and it's almost to your heart when you wake up.
I'm guessing it's not a restful sleep.
It is not. You don't suffer a point of exhaustion, but it is not pleasant when you wake up. And as you wake up, you see from the bite mark, you can actually see your skin's turned black. Now, as a changeling, you can, if you feel, change it back. But the mark is there.
Yeah, and so Mila's probably going to spend some time, off to the side, kind of trying to, explore, nomming and biting at it, or, pulling at it to see, or, try to figure out more about it.
Make a medicine check for me.
That's a 9.
You don't really understand what you don't understand. Sad.
So yeah. So Mila's just biting at it.
It's there, and it hurts. Biting it hurts. It still it feels like your body, but for the most part, you don't understand what has happened to you. Or, well, you understand, you know what happened to you, you just don't understand what this is.
Yep. So, Mila's exploring that in the meantime.
In the meantime, Zastrava. You dream of where you're from, your family. You were the youngest, if I recall correctly?
Yeah, of all the clutchmates.
Yep. You dream of a reunion. All of your family's back. And they're happier than they normally are. But then as you're looking up, as you guys are all celebrating the reunion of each other, you see a black smoke reaching far, far from the north, where you assume only Asda would be from where you're from. It's spreading. And then as you look to your south, you see a giant pair of wings beating as a green scaled dragon approaches. And as I say a green scaled dragon, I don't mean one of those dragons that are fun size and just gargantuan. We're talking a cataclysmic, mountain-sized dragon approaching, who then shifts as he lands into what appears to be the appearance of a farmer with a scythe and his coat's a long black trench coat. As he reaches out his hand and grasps your father's hand, he clasps and says, "I've come to protect thee," with a sinister smile on his face. Do you agree to the protection? And then you awaken.
Set up all of a sudden and just say like, "Dad, no!"
So, and you would have been awaking with most of the other ones, so you all hear the dad no part. Mila, you kind of were already awake because you didn't get a lot of sleep and you're already off to the side.
Mila gets quieter and like hides a bit and peeks around at the disturbance.
Cypher, you would have been last one on watch. Roll a perception check, Mila. Roll a stealth check.
Perception now. Oh,
Yeah.
that could have been significantly better.
Yeah. You don't really
I can't
notice much.
Constitution save, but I can sneak.
Ask her hearing you call for your dad. We'll just be like, "Did you have a bad dream too?"
Yes, I did. And I take it you did as well?
Sort of. I was back home in the temple, and then there was a person I've never seen before who took me out into the woods, and there were these big monstery things, but they just kind of like held up their hands, and suddenly fiery light came and scared the monsters away. And then I was back in the temple alone. It was very weird.
I saw a strange dragon from the south, a massive landmass size dragon who shifted and tried to enter into a deal with my father.
That seems a little ominous.
Yeah, I agree.
There could be warnings.
Let's
Sure,
just do.
As Shirko is saying that, he's kind of staring off towards the distance, towards the trees, trying to figure out what was going on in that dream of his.
Seems stressed, Shirku.
He looks over his shoulder a little bit.
You'll come by.
Yeah, it's just had an odd dream. I can't really say it was memory lane.
Oh,
Back at home, before anything bad happened to it.
I want to go home too.
Where did you two say you were from?
I come from paradise.
Where
Is
is
Paradise a
that?
capital?
Mila just sort of stares.
Everyone always told me that the castle was paradise, and since it's the same word, I didn't know if there was also a castle.
Well, there isn't a castle. That's a human thing.
Castles are human things. Got it.
And with that, unless there's anything else anyone's talking about before beginning the trot?
The trap?
Trot. Walk, walk, walk.
Oh, okay.
Mila's going to crawl up on Shirku's bag and curl up and rest.
Can you make another deception check for me?
Okay.
Just to hide being okay.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that beats everyone's passive insights. Unless anyone has the observant feat.
I have a passive wisdom perception of 16.
That's perception,
Oh.
not insight.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So yeah,
I'd say that.
so
I mean,
Mila's just
actually-
on the bag.
For you, I would say you actually do catch that, Shirku, that
Oh.
Mila's not feeling well, because you've traveled with her enough to know her.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you have a pet and it just like starts getting a bit listless. Or just tired all the time.
Yeah.
And
As we're
Mila's
wa-
up for a little bit and just goes for a nap.
As we're walking, I kind of ask, "Doing all right back there, Mila?" Not really saying too loudly for the others here, but
Or what do you whisper to Mila?
yeah. Are you feeling all right there, back there, Mila?
And Mila will click once at you.
I see.
And she'll go back to napping. Soaking up some sunshine.
With that, he just frowns a bit, thinking on what to do.
Well, as you guys continue walking throughout the day, you get to the end, you see where the Witherthorn is, the outskirts of it. It looks fine, but we will leave the re-entry into Witherthorn for next week. I thank you all
Yes.
very much for joining us. I hope you've all had a good time watching. And, well, we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye.
And I'll
Have a
good
set
one,
up a
everybody.
bit more then.
It's all good.
Thank you for your patience and all.